How's it going, team? This is the Brown Man. I hope all is well. For today, I'm going to be going over some media. As my schedule gets a bit more consistent, I hope to do this a bit more. And I have to be careful. Some of my videos have been taken down, or rather, they're unviewable because of Toho's copyright for some of the Godzilla shit, especially I think Godzilla vs. Hedorah. So I do have to be a little bit mindful there. But today is going to be a top Christmas videos. So let's jump right into it, team.
Please listen to me. It's going to be a disaster.
How could it be? Just follow the pattern. This part's red.
First up is going to be The Nightmare Before Christmas. Of course, Sally being one of my favorite characters, and Jack being one of my favorite characters as well, and loving the designs of the citizens of Halloween Town. There's no way in hell that this isn't going to be on this list. As you guys know, unless you're, living under a rock, Nightmare Before Christmas is from Halloween to Christmas. It's applicable in these 3 months, the 3 months of these 3 holidays. So we're gonna put it here. It's a classic. I think everybody already knows what Nightmare Before Christmas is about. I love the romance between the two. I love the characters, and I love the villain. I love the music. There it goes, dude.
Thank you, Turbo Man.
You can always count on me.
Jingle All the Way will be the next one. Of course, it's an Arnold movie.
Which reminds me, you got the doll, right?
It's crazy, dude. You have Arnold fighting Santa Claus. You have Arnold looking for this fucking toy, and he's going everywhere. And he's doing all these crazy antics just to get a Turbo Man doll. That way, his son will be happy. And I have this deep hate for his neighbor, and I have this loathing a bit for his wife. His wife knows that his neighbor gets around, that his neighbor is trying to fuck everyone around him, and she still lets him be that close. It's tough. It's honestly tough for me to watch. But my boy Arnold dons the armor and becomes the hero for his son, becomes Turbo Man. And some lessons are learned. It's a holiday movie. Just have fun with it.
What?
What did you get me?
A Year Without Santa Claus is next up on the list. I like the little stop motion. And another thing too is basically I typically don't I don't have numbers for any of these movies. I don't have a specific order, but this will be a little bit below. But there is one, or rather two, if you want to count it as that way, songs or dance numbers that will remain in my brain for the rest of my life. So because of that, it's going to be here on this list. You can't have a permanent print on my mind, and I just ignore you. So here we go.
Yeah, what kind of rules?
Keep him out of the light. He hates bright light, especially sunlight. It'll kill him. And keep him away from water. Don't get him wet. But the most important rule, the rule you can never forget, no matter how much he cries, no matter how much he begs, never feed him after midnight.
So now we have gremlins. We have little Mogwai here. We have Gizmo, and when you fuck them up, they become gremlins. And this is one of the movies where people had to consider, the ratings board had to consider PG-13 because there was PG and there was R. So it's a good moment in terms of film history. And why? Because of these creative fucking deaths, dude. They did some they got duped. It's a fun movie to watch for those who haven't watched it. I think there are people who just didn't watch it. I think people who know about this movie but they haven't seen it. Check it out, dude. Really dope. Honestly, these deaths are really crazy.
At one time, Davy was a super student, super athlete, super sweet, super kid, and the apple of his parents' eye.
Up next is 8 Crazy Nights. Dude, I was late to seeing this movie, honestly. I didn't see it in theaters when it came out. I think it came out in theaters. And I saw it definitely later, out of high school. And it stuck with me. I think it's cool that this guy, Adam Sandler, lent his voice and worked on some animated shit. I think it's really cool. I do like to see the evolution of his character, and but the accents can be a little bit annoying, maybe a little bit grating at times. But in general, it is a sweet movie with a sweet story and a sweet ending. It's a holiday movie. It's a Christmas movie.
If I live to be 100, I'll never be able to forget that big snowstorm a couple of years ago. The weather closed in and, well, you might not believe it, but the world almost missed Christmas.
Of course, guys, we have to have it on this list. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, dude. If it wasn't on this list, I'd be committing a mortal sin here. You know the story. Rudolph, he had a shiny nose, and they wouldn't let him play in these reindeer games. And then he went on a journey of self-discovery, and he got brave, he got bold, and he came back to save the day, and he came back to save Christmas. And he made some friends along the way. You guys, even if you don't love the movie, I won't hold it against you. But I will hold it against you if you haven't watched the movie. You're committing a mortal sin, and you'll need to actually watch this fucking movie. So do me that favor and cleanse yourself. Watch this movie if you haven't seen it.
Why I was there and what I was meant to do, that I've never known.
Last but not least is definitely a holiday movie that I'll probably put a little bit above the other ones. There is one movie that I'll put a little bit below, which was A Year Without Santa Claus, and this one is something that is a little bit above Rise of the Guardians. There is Santa Claus, so yes, I will call this a holiday movie, especially since it constantly goes over snow, goes over the holidays. Because of course we got the Tooth Fairy, we got the Easter Bunny, we got Santa Claus, we got Jack Frost, we got the Sandman. Dude, basically it's it's the holiday Avengers, and these guys have to save the world from Pitch. Pitch is turning dreams into nightmares, and these nightmares are fucking up these kids. These kids are losing faith in the holidays, in the avatars and the leaders of holidays. And when the kids lose their faith, the Guardians lose their power. So it's a race against time, as these guys have to save these holidays, and they have to work together. And it's something that I watched, and I realized, especially on my first watch, I was like, wow, this reminds me of some Final Fantasy VII Advent Children type shit. And yeah, it is, once again, it is a kids movie, it is a holiday movie, it is a DreamWorks movie, and definitely one of the better DreamWorks movies, especially one of the standalone DreamWorks movies, is Rise of the Guardians. It's something that I can't go a year without watching either. I feel bad that I didn't see this in theaters. It must have looked absolutely amazing on the big screen, especially some of the larger fights like Sandman versus Pitch. And that is my list, team. What movies do you like for the holidays? You guys let me know, and you guys be safe, stay hydrated, and of course, have a good one.